Just for a moment again, I ask you, sit up straight and close your eyes so we can feel together, so we can experience together a glimpse of the power of the presence of that light. Again, lift the gaze gently to the point between the eyebrows. First, when you look into that space, it may be only darkness, but behind that darkness is the light of the soul, the light of the very presence of spirit in the human form. Now visualize that darkness gradually beginning to glow, to be filled with a golden light, golden dawning light. Visualize and feel that light filling the darkness of closed eyes. It's a comforting golden light. It's a warming, a welcoming, and embracing golden light. Now, as you continue to gaze into that radiance of gold, visualize and feel and perceive a sphere of radiant, opalescent blue light in the center of that field of gold. A sphere, an orb of sapphire, opalescent blue light. Feel that light awakening your divine perception, your spiritual consciousness. That is the light of the eternal presence within creation of the infinite Creator Lord, the infinite Spirit, the light of Kutastha, of Krishna consciousness, of Christ consciousness. Gaze into that light, feel that light. And now continuing to visualize that field of gold with the sphere of sapphire opalescent blue in the middle of it. Then in the very center of that sphere of blue light, see and visualize a radiant, diamond-like, silvery white, five-pointed star. It shines with the radiance of 1,000 million suns, but a soothing, a cooling, a calming, a spiritualizing light. What you are visualizing now is the divine manifestation of that spiritual eye, that center of divine consciousness, that portal of divine consciousness. Through that star, through that silvery white star, let your feeling, let your perception, let the yearning of your heart, the calmness of your mind and thoughts flow into that. That is the light of the soul. That is the presence of spirit in the highest center of consciousness in the brain. Now, let us take this deeper. This is what we are doing here today, is not only outwardly celebrating, but realizing and experiencing the inner Diwali, the inner lighting of the lamp of wisdom, of divine perception, of bliss. Our Gurudev, Paramahansaji, he so much loved this beautiful chant written by the great Rabindranath Tagore. You all know it, you have chanted many times. as I repeat the words, hold on to that visualization, hold on to that perception of the beautiful, radiant light of the spiritual eye. Field of gold, sphere of opalescent blue, silvery white, radiant star portal into the divine presence. The words of the chant, which again express the essence of Diwali. It goes like this. It says, "In my house, Lord, with thine own hands, light the lamp of thy love." That lamp is now burning in your consciousness, burning in your forehead, burning in your inner sanctuary of the soul. It goes on, "Thy transmuting lamp entrancing, wondrous are its rays." Feel what that means. That is a description, that is an actual perception of the power, of the vibrancy, of that holy portal of Jyoti, that holy portal of divine light that you are visualizing, that you are feeling, that you are opening. Transmuting lamp entrancing. What is transmute? Transmuting means to take something that's in a gross form, a dark form, and spiritualizing it, elevating it, increasing its vibration, increasing its, or refining its vibration so that it becomes spiritualized. Transmuting lamp of the spiritual eye. As you gaze into it, it is transmuting, it is refining, it is banishing darkness, it is washing away all the material grossness, the material ignorance that collects around our consciousness as we perforce live in this material world. But if each morning and each evening we practice that science of light, that science of the soul, that science of yoga, let that transmuting light, as Tagore says, thy transmuting light entrancing. Oh, entrancing, it absorbs us. Once we have a glimpse of that light, once we have an experience of the touch of that light, we are entranced. We are absorbed. We are caught in the net of the love and joy, the light and spirit of the divine presence. And then it goes on, this beautiful invocation, referring to that transmuting light, that lamp of divine love. The devotee implores that light, implores the spirit within that light. Change my darkness to thy light, Lord. Change my darkness to thy light. This is not just poetry. In deep meditation, practicing, especially meditation after practicing the techniques of the Kriya Yoga science, that light is an actual vibratory force that's even measurable by modern science. The effect on the brain cells is measurable. But even we don't need to hook ourselves up to instruments. Who needs that when we can feel that transmuting light, when we can feel that purifying light, changing the brain cells? Hold in that light any spiritual wish, any spiritual goal that you have for being a better person, for overcoming any impediment, any limitation, any bad habit, any restlessness or bondage to matter. Let it be burned up. Let it be transmuted. Let it be swallowed and washed away in that light. Change my darkness to thy light. Change my darkness to thy light. And then we feel, sitting at the door of my soul, O Lord, light thy resurrecting lamp. You are sitting at the door of the soul. By the grace of our Sadguru and the great ones, and by the sincerity of your own efforts at practicing of meditation, that light, that resurrecting lamp, may ever remain ablaze within you. May ever remain glowing and guiding and blessing you. Feel this as an experience. Feel it as a blessing of grace, a blessing of light on this holy day of Diwali. And even if it's only a glimmer, even if it's only a glimpse at this stage of your spiritual unfoldment, then hold on to it as an inspiration, as a motivation, as a promise. And you'll find through practice of daily techniques of meditation and going into that stillness, going into that light, it changes our whole being. It makes life a completely different experience.